Listen, man.
All right, we got him.
We like to apologize.
For what?
To absolutely no one.
The two-time champ does absolutely fucking nothing.
Let's get it on and popping.
We ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Made In Chafford podcast episode. What episode is this? 195. Yeah, that was that feels right. 194, 4 in a 4-door. Anyway, I'm digressing. I am him. I'm him in Neutron. I am two dems. The real is back. The veil is back. Listen, I have to keep telling you guys, but I'll do it every week if I have to. You know, I don't mind doing it. Get to know if you don't know. The best member of the DSS. What's homeboy? Dancing Idris and DK. Watch your back. Hey, yo, he is this. Did you hear the stuff about him and the devil going back to back?
We'll get into it on the episode.
He's got a verse on his It's Crazy remix.
Yeah, this episode we're going to be speaking about demons and devils.
I hear it. And
Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow.
yeah, that's my intro. If you don't know, get to know.
Colson EC, Don Corleone in the building. The one and only. AKA LL Coolins. AKA C Note.
Yes, sir.
AKA Hollywood Cole.
That's a fact.
We here, man.
We are indeed.
Coming for your left there, your right there. Surround sound. Smart speakers. Portable speakers. Listen, man. Episode 194.
God.
Let's get it.
It's Eman G45. The
Facts.
G solid in my name. The 45 is silent.
Come on.
That's all I got to say for today. Let's get straight to it.
Yeah, do you know what? He's right. There's just so much to talk about.
Too much to talk about.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
I want to talk about certain man pushing P.
You want to talk about Gunner?
Phillip
Phillip
Schofield.
Schofield.
Oh.
Yeah, man. He out here
They're
pushing P
disgusting.
hard. Nah, it's mad because the thing is, he was so jealous about his brother pushing P and the fact that his brother's a heavyweight.
This is gross.
Both of you are scummy individuals.
For real.
You put you basically built
You
up a
ruined the name.
Schofield name and destroyed it.
You see, he was with his mum. Like, he pulled her out for a PR move. That's gross.
He came out. You know what? All jokes aside, this is not funny. This is not a funny topic, but the amount of stupidity that he's actually created. He's pushing P. That's it.
I mean, do you know what
the
thing
P's? I told you long time ago. The P's are coming hard.
Man said
Pause.
the P's are coming.
that was
Hey, yo.
insane. My biggest issue is...
That's gross.
He's never going to recover from that.
Nope.
My biggest issue is we have to have a conversation about how people weaponize. That's nearly as bad as your DBE moment.
Nah, that was the worst thing that's ever happened in this podcast. We just let it go.
I think I passed out.
Man blacked out. People weaponizing their sexuality, no?
No. Mental health and not taking
Oh, bet. Got you.
accountability for your actions. No one wants him to die. My man came out and compared himself to Caroline Flack. That was an insane sentence. Now I know how Caroline Flack feels. If I come through the screen and thump you, like, what? That's an insane thing to say. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants him to die. Please, people around him do what's necessary for him to, see out the rest of his life. But you have to take accountability. What you did was wrong.
For context for the people who are listening,
If you don't know.
if you don't know, there is a TV presenter who probably before this whole scandal, he was probably known as the best. Sorry, my bad. The best British, one of the best British
Yeah, he was up there for
presenters
sure.
today. So is it a few months ago last year? The
thing is about this outrage is we've been known.
Let me
about
explain
this.
it first. So there was a time where pretty much we didn't know the full context of the story at the time, but he came out gay for some strange reason, and he just told everybody that he was gay. He was a gay, and that's it. That's what we know. And this was due to the fact that, as the story has now come out, he was allegedly grooming a young boy, and something happened between the young individual and this person. Now the person's of age of sexual consent.
Yeah.
But now it's coming out that this person had groomed a young boy and he didn't want that information to come out, so he came out gay to try and save face. And the reason why it's now coming out with full force, is due to the fact that he disowned his brother because his brother was also...
I don't even think that accelerated it.
He disowned his brother.
He did. I'm not saying that didn't happen.
No, because it was quiet for time. Then he just came out and said, I disowned my brother because he's actually been charged with paedophilia act and molestation as well. And I think having content of...
Yeah. But my thing with this is, it's been like public knowledge for a while, in the sense that he had a high court injunction like put in place so that the story couldn't come out.
I can't believe how it got uncovered.
What do you mean?
That there was a YouTuber who was celebrating his 100 million subscriber. And they were recording him the YouTuber in the pub. And he's like, congratulations.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in the background is Phillip and my man. That's crazy.
But the thing is, there was no context at the time. It was just like,
you should not be on lunch with someone that young.
The odds of that is insane.
Context. Oh God! If you've got someone who is a teenager, I think he met him at 10, and you've helped him get a job at your company. That's it. There can be no relationship whatsoever.
Yeah, facts.
No, it has to have with parental consent.
You shouldn't do it. Even if
parental consent has to be there, though.
Even if I was of a more senior level, and I got a girl our age a job, and I was putting it on her, I think that's gross. Obviously, if it's an abuse of power, because you can be on things that I helped you get this job. Like, I did a little something for me.
There's too many lines that's crossed, isn't it?
So he's absolutely fucked it for himself. I have no sympathy.
You know what's weird for me? I'm not following it that well. But the thing that's really odd is whenever there's situations like this, in terms of like pedophilia and someone being ousted for doing these type of acts, it's usually open and closed case. Like, we're typically like, this guy's a nonce, let's get him out of here. Why am I seeing so many interviews, so much like, back and forth, so much sympathy? Like, listen, like, it really even shouldn't be like a conversation. We should just get my man out of here.
That's it.
Like, it should be
I don't want to hear your side of the story. The thing's done. And then them going on this morning and being like, so Holly said, how are you feeling to the public? I was like, what the fuck do you mean, how am I feeling? I don't give a fuck. Like, I didn't really watch the show too tough anyway.
Same.
So it's got great moments. It has its funny moments for sure. But like, I'm not an avid viewer of it. So you asking me in your press release saying, how do I feel? Get to fuck. Like, what are you talking about?
The thing is that, but like, when he came out gay, I just remember like on Instagram, like the Sun paper posted like a series of events of what happened, but they couldn't confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But the way the media had like suppressed that information, it was on the Sun. So like, I knew for time that this guy was grooming.
They've been protecting him as well.
ITV definitely threw the bag at it for sure. They definitely did that.
Because that means they knew that this was going on.
100.
And he didn't want to do anything about it. And then more so, it's the fact that he turned around and came out gay. It's like...
That's you know what? That's so dangerous for the homosexual or the LGBTQ community, because there's already...
now, most of the people are going to look at you like you're pushing P as well. And you might not even be liking kids like that.
Nah, but my issue is people in the LGBT community already have a stigma against them that, that's what their... I don't know, for lack of a better word, their clique does. So that's not going to help.
I know what you're trying to say.
That's not going to help their cause. That they're coming out and saying,
I don't support their cause, but I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. I understand what you're trying to say. But so it's wild. And now,
man, tried to go on.
No.
I was just gonna say, man, tried to pull the Kevin Spacey, bro.
Oh yeah, no.
Like that was the same. You know the LeBron thing where it's the same move. Like that's he tried to do the same thing. Nah, buddy.
I'm not with it.
Wait right there. The police on the way.
Speaking about LeBron,
going to jail tonight.
Speaking about LeBron, I apologize. Yeah, I really had faith in LeBron and he didn't pull through.
Do you know what's so funny about that moment with Eman? The game was the next day, and I looked on the story and I just saw him just post, man.
Nah, do you know what?
I said, hey, man, you know, sometimes shooters shooting it.
Yeah.
Like, it was
that Nuggets team is insane. It's even fair play to the Heat. The Heat must really have something. Because
they won yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, so it's 1-1. So I thought they were going to get swept.
Yeah, I watched the whole game and it was this morning. Well, I mean, if you're listening to this, then it was yesterday morning, of course. But the way they played the game, boy, you would have thought
something special, man.
Nah, these guys are just gonna lose, innit? Then the next thing when I watched it, it was a 20-point game. Then it went down to 12. Then it reversed to 12. Then it went down to 3.
Yeah.
At the end, and then
But I think
they really held it.
It's just elite mentality. When you have someone like homeboy,
Mr. Buckets.
Yes. When you have someone like that on your team, you're always in with a chance. Like, that mentality is sickening. He will still think they could be playing the best basketball team ever combined. He was playing the 76 Warriors. He'd probably still think, we'll win with a chance. And when you have that on your side, it's a powerful weapon, man.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at the result. I think they're really going to push the Nuggets. I still think the Nuggets will take it. But, they switch up the tactics as well. I think they put Jimmy on Jamal Murray, who I actually think is the engine. Like, Jokic is that guy. But if you eliminate or you remove Jamal from being able to play his game, really stifles the Nuggets. But
yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
That was a little detour. But yeah, fuck Phillip Schofield.
In short, long and short of that is
like his
get my man out of
his
here.
whole scheme to make himself still look good. Like, what's the other guy's name? Eman
Holmes is also.
Eman Holmes.
The thing is, the reason why I'm not hearing it is because actually low-key Eman, because his wife did report it and say, what's going on here? This ain't right. And they sacked her and him.
Mad.
Because she reported it. But people like Holly Willoughby, I don't want you to, I'm sorry, I don't want you to have a career. You knew that was going on.
Yeah.
And you was thinking about your back. Like, I can't, obviously I've never been in that position, but I'd also like to think I wouldn't put myself in that position. As soon as I'm like, I'm distancing myself from you immediately.
I'm definitely not. But what I can say is that Phillip Schofield, he needs help in Christ. Like,
in that order.
Christ first, but
he switch it around.
Yeah, because now I mean,
I hear it.
If they do an inquiry or if they
all it takes is for
that, that's it.
It's done.
If the guy comes out and says,
that's
"Listen,
it.
he was touching me in certain ways, and this is how it escalated," then bro,
it's done.
You and your brother, you're washing dishes.
Under the jail, man, and trying to wheel your mum out for an opportunity to look good.
Gross.
That's disgusting.
Imagine being married for that long. Nah.
No, there's even there's so many people who have
go into it, man.
Who have enabled his behavior. It's a huge organization, and we're not learning from these situations because BBC had Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris on their books for years.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything. Everyone was like, that's just Jimmy. That's
crazy.
Jimmy.
That's crazy.
That's just how he likes them.
That's a gross sentence.
That's very fancy.
That's what they
were saying. Yeah.
That's how them man were behaving, and that's how they're behaving now. We're not learning from our lessons.
Yuck.
So you gotta step up. And that child wasn't protected. Apparently
he wasn't.
He was on a really good trajectory in media as well. Now he's working in a pub.
Damn.
For real. So yeah. Fuck ITV, Holly Willoughby, Schofield, what's homeboy? Lenny Henry, Michael, Talisa, Monica.
Hey man, that's crazy.
For real.
Speaking of crazy, Hustler's back.
Hustler, baby.
Thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew as soon
We'll
as...
hand it over to our Christian correspondent.
Christian correspondent! Oh my God, yeah, now we're cooking today.
Eman G for 5. Eman, words, thoughts?
I listened to it once.
I knew it.
And that's it.
Jose Mourinho.
I'm surprised you got through one listen.
Could you imagine the devil in me?
He's even in me.
Yeah, you don't get this.
I'm like,
6 months, let go. Get the fuck out of here. Oh man.
But it's, you know what? I've technically speaking, I've listened to worse, but it's just like because I listened to it once, I really can't give like a. But it's a great visual.
100. Yeah.
I think it's decent for what it is, but I listened to it once and I was just like, I ain't listening to this again, bro. I'm having this in my own in Toronto, like bro.
100. I think the album will still be fine. He's still gonna do numbers. He's still that guy, but that was a mistake from him and his team. That was only gonna go one way. I think he's
Yeah, but
lost a
then
little
again,
bit
like-
of momentum as well going into the album.
Ain't seen nothing like this. Juju J and Live Flesh. Like,
Nah, I hear, but it's on the hook. He starts a song that way.
Yeah.
Like, even I'm not religious, like, well, yeah, I am, but like that didn't sit well with my spirit. Even if I was, I'd like to think, even if I was atheist, I'd be like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not. That's a strong, intense thing to say. I believe in vibrations and shit like that. I'm not putting that in my ear. And you have to think the majority of his fan base is probably black African Christians. You already turned them off your first single. Like, he was spitting as well, but again, same one listen. I was pretty disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Go on.
I agree with your thoughts.
yeah.
I would say, so I heard it a while back, and when I heard it, I just started laughing because I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I just knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But with me, I don't know. Like, I get what people are saying, but
They're still gonna listen to it.
Sorry.
They're still gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Do you know what the thing is? Like, my main caveat is this, and this is not just for this song. This is just for content in general, right? You are not what you consume, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I can't say to you, my missus watches Queer Eye, and I actually think is, you know what? I was like, I would never really watch this type of show, but I watched a few episodes of it, and I was like, you know what? This is actually a good show. That does good things with people. Salute.
Yeah.
Does it mean I'm queer?
Nah. Yes. Nah,
It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
Right.
With this song, I'm Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. When I heard the first two bars again, I laughed. But ultimately, I guess when I take in music, I really try my best to separate things and look at things like compartmentalized. So when I hear a song, yeah, the first two bars are crazy. When he gets into his bag, I think his flow is great. I think the hook is really, really good, and I think his cadence, his delivery, and the reason why people are so upset about this is because when people hear Hus, they believe him. There's not many rappers you hear where you believe them.
Yeah.
Hus is in that 1% of rappers. When he says something, you believe what that man is saying.
Facts.
So when you get a rapper like that says something like that, it hurts because you don't believe in what you don't believe. You're not with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you think, oh, if he's saying it, then he has to be on that.
Yeah.
So I get why people are upset about it. I understand, but ultimately, I don't think it detracts from how hungry people are. And I say this because
That
this weekend confirmed to me, now people still want this.
no,
because
I don't want it to get misconstrued. I still think the album is white hot, but I think the temperature on it cooled down a little bit.
I disagree. So a lot of stuff I saw this weekend was when he came out for Burner.
It's crazy when he came out of Burner.
No, he didn't. Thing is,
But
like,
then you can't. How can you have you're back? How can you have a song you can't perform?
I mean, he'll perform it when he does it for himself. But when he went out with Burner, they have 2-3 songs together. So they're gonna do that. They're not gonna do It's Crazy there. It doesn't make sense to do it there. To be honest with you, I think so. There was a preview of Hus's and Burner's song, and everybody on this is like, oh yes, bring it back.
100, but
let's do it. Let's go. And ultimately, it makes you just feel like I understand why people are upset. But A, it charted well. B, 15.
Okay.
B, it's a street single. It's more of like an I Am Back single. It's not necessarily what Hus is really like gonna be on when you listen to the whole body of work. And 3, I just think people are being a bit blindsided and being a bit nitpicky because Eman said this earlier. He's been saying this. Okay, this is the most brazen way he's ever said it.
Yeah.
But if you listen to Did You See, what is he saying on there, bruv? Look at the lyrics. He's saying mad things. He's always been on this thing. So the fact that people are so outraged by it, in my opinion, I just don't think people listen well enough because he's been doing this for time.
In the concert, saying the same thing. The devil in me, the demon in me. They'll be saying it, bro.
I'm going to the toilet when that comes on.
And then
Toilet break, yeah.
the next day is Sunday.
Listen, I'm not messing that song.
In the mountains.
Listen, man.
But no, that's just my like.
No, I get it. I won't condone any. If anybody feels that way, I won't. I won't hold it against them because I understand if you're someone who's a devout Christian and you hear something like that, I
stuff
don't.
for you, innit?
I don't. You shouldn't listen to that because ultimately it will be harder for you to separate the music from what you believe.
Yeah.
For me, I find it easier to do it because I love music that much that I don't care that much for it in a weird way.
I hear it, and it makes. And I know people have that stance as well. I just feel like it was a massive opportunity for a massive comeback single. Just, do you know what the thing is? It's even more like I'm thinking with my Made in Chafford record label head on here, and I'm saying, I don't know if that was the play I would have made if I was management. You know,
To be fair, Kojo Funds is trying to do something as well, and like the way it was the campaign. It was just like the campaign, like even like the beginning part of the song. Of course, if you call that number on the billboards, like,
Bro, they smashed it.
Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah,
like
They smashed it.
wonderful.
Trust
So
me,
then
they're doing
the visuals. They
Crazy
They
it was
said,
through the
listen,
roof.
Yeah,
Like people were clamoring for that song.
more than 100,000 people call that number.
What?
wow.
So
I didn't even. That's insane.
So
And
this-
everyone that listens to the album or buys it is clear.
and they all sign up for alerts. So whenever they get anything for the album, they'll know. So people are leaving voicemails. There was this one kid who called up. It was like, "Yo, JHus, man, you gotta put something out, man. The last time you put something out, I was 14.
Damn.
Bro, I'm 18 now." We were all busting up because ultimately people who really clamor for JHus, I think 60% of people know that this was what he was always kind of gonna be on, and they can overlook that. And if you can keep those people in, and then for the next single, if you can then bring what the people want, because you'll then get your female audience back in, you'll get your some audience back in, and then
Listen,
the rest is
and
history.
To be fair, there is an element of hypocrisy for myself, which I can admit, as in, because I'm still going to listen to the album. So, yeah. But
Yeah. Sometimes it's, and you know what? Shouts out to Kanye West because this man has taught us that sometimes it's not about what you want.
True. And it might come back as a single, or it might be looked differently in a few years' time. So, boy,
I think he went in the last verse. I don't know what he was tapping into. He was
told
just floating. The cadence, the delivery, bruh.
special.
A part of me doesn't want to say he's improved just yet because I need to hear more. But the way he's saying it and the way he's like, I'm an ogre, I'm a hunter. It's just the way he's saying it. It's just very,
believe it.
very wild.
Yeah.
Nah, he's getting.
Do you know
into
what I'm saying? Like,
Believe in
he's
your
just-
soul.
That's
Like,
my issue with the
you
single.
also like align with his thoughts.
Yeah, like it's
So when he says you're a devil and a demon, bro, you're aligning with his thoughts.
all right, there we go. Listen, like end of the
but
day,
I hear what you're saying.
it is what it is. I get it. I fully do. It doesn't sit right when I hear it either, but it gets people going. So
For real.
shouts out to us.
Indeed. Shouts out to him. And we're looking forward to the album. Interesting conversation. I guess before, so 2 more topics I'd say. So I want to discuss Mizzy. And did you see what happened recently?
You're gonna have to fill me in because I'm only seeing the Mizzy stuff in segments. I don't know the full story. I'll be honest with you.
Fill you in with the information.
So basically, Mizzy went on an interview recently on Piers
Who
Morgan's.
is Mizzy? Who is
He's that kid that's going around. He classifies himself as a prankster, but terrible individual. But he's only 18, so my hope is that he can learn from this and actually flip this around and make it positive. But he's been doing a lot of press recently, and he was on homeboy Piers Morgan's network with some guy called Andre Walker. He looked at a girl, and then Andre Walker was like, "That stare was threatening." My man was just like this. Told him, "You will not stare at my guests like that. Get out."
Don't kill me.
Mizzy walked off. So
Mizzy walked off.
So the reason I want to discuss this is I think what they're starting to do now is not even musical industry plants, but I think they're just doing like social media industry plants because the amount of press that he's had recently is insane. Especially when we're all on the same page that what he did was wrong. He shouldn't get any more attention, but he's continuing to be put on these shows, continuing to have these conversations, and someone said he's pushed back people back 20 years. I hear it.
The right wing media are getting
For
smarter,
real.
bro.
Exactly, because they know now.
They're finding what pisses off black people
And-
in multiple avenues and being like, alright, let's just give it to you tenfold.
Yeah, 100. Because the way he was
That's
moving
crazy.
and the way people have been speaking to him, they're trying to get off the things that they've wanted to say to black people for the longest.
They just needed a linchpin.
He just needed a lynch, and he's that guy. The way he was. This got to be like a 50-year-old man shouting at an 18-year-old, saying, "Get out the studio! You can't look at guests like that." Mizzy didn't do anything. So I just think it's crazy that he keeps getting this much airtime when we're all in agreement he's not a good youth and he needs to turn it around. Clout was a hell of a job.
I feel like you've summed it up very, very well. I'm not sure what else to add to it because from that's basically what I've observed. Like, you know, he's done some stupid things that I don't even want to even try to justify. But, you know, the flip side of it is he's now being used as a,
Andre Walker, he's moist.
Who's Andre Walker, the guy who did it?
That's the guy that kicked him off. He's moist.
When
because the lady asked the question and he just looked at her and he never responded. Then my man just wanted to kick off. And
so if you look at her like that,
I just watched the video.
Oh,
and
okay,
like,
got you.
If you look at her like that in a threatening fashion, I will kick you off. Like, bro, chill. Have you? Like, do you know? The more time, this is how I know some people just ain't ever been around people of different color because he's clearly threatened by a regular look, but maybe because of his own insecurities and because it's a stare that's come from a black man, he's shook up and he wants to get him out of that situation ASAP. When Mizzy wasn't,
all he did was just look
100.
Like it was just like
just a genuine blank stare. There's
I
nothing
never
in it.
answered, and then all of a sudden he just hyped up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Listen,
The
Mizzy,
whole thing is weird.
Mizzy, please fix your life.
Whoever is close with him, just talk to him, man.
for
Just
real.
tell him to
But
stop.
yeah.
Not all attention is good attention.
No,
man.
100%.
And this is not good.
This Kyle's a hell of a
It's not
job.
a
Stop
good
going
look.
on shows and talking was, you know? Like, you're saying absolute nonsense and people are saying absolute nonsense to you. Like, fair play to him for walking off, but he should never have been in that position anyway. There's no need for them to be having a conversation. What he's doing is bad. End of. Full stop.
Yeah, I hear it still.
I think what he's doing on TikTok in terms of his pranks are funny. No, I'm not lying. Like he stole a woman's dog.
Nah, come
That's
on.
peak, man. You can't do that,
I
man.
think I think it's funny.
Nah, you can't do that, man.
No. I think it's funny. You cannot be doing that. Yes, I agree with that, but I think it's funny. Mainly due to the fact that back in the day of like days of Vine and stuff like that, we laugh at things that are even worse. And then like even
King
some of the
Batch pushed
challenges
us back 20 years as well.
Yeah, even some of the challenges back then, like put him in a coffin, like where you jump on a police car, say squaw, put him in a coffin, like throw yourself on a police car and then run.
I mean, we were no angels for sure.
That's a stupid prank. And then there was Boot Gang, whole lot of gang. How did that turn up? Now he's giving his Christ. He's giving his life to Christ, which is great, and he's changed his ways. But like something like Mizzy, I think what he's doing, is a prank, but I think he's taking it to a certain extent where he does need to slow down a bit.
100. I think
because with most of the pranks that you see, like now they're toned down, where it's at least people are not going to give. People can perceive or presume that most people will not give negative attention. Whereas this guy is going up to people's yards and just
you can't be running up
trouble.
in people's yards. And I think
what will happen?
He's lucky you weren't in the States because pop.
Yeah, no. What will happen is that like in due time, someone should just grab him up, like somebody who's in the industry, somebody who's older, somebody who knows a few things, and then just like prepare him for like a different sort of career. Just try and guide him because that's all he needs. He just needs guidance. We can't just turn around and say he's a trash human being.
No.
But like
He's
that's
a kid
all,
at the
yeah,
end.
he's
Yeah,
a kid, bro.
18.
He's 18.
I think and do you know what? Someone said that like if they could harness this very raw and impactful way of getting attention into something special, I think there could be a star there. But the way he's going about getting that clout and getting that attention, I can't support it. But if someone could help him and harness it and help him direct it in the right direction, I think he could be clear.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Because if they want to speak to him this much, he's obviously got something about him.
no, because I feel as if everyone is trying to talk down to him, and it's like he's a prankster. Like there's 1,000 people who are pranksters. He's the only one who's getting attention. Cool, but he just needs to take this energy and put it into something. Like what's his
Agreed.
name? Nico. Nico's a prankster.
Oh, Nico, but yeah, Nico's very
Nico
talented.
was gonna die in the States. He was gonna die in the States.
Nico's best one was when he was trying to run for prime minister and he was outside.
He was trying to run for mayor.
That was it, yeah.
And he was successful to a certain extent.
Yeah,
But
he got votes. I think a couple thousand as well. So respect to him. But yeah, Nico's talented, and maybe that is a direction he should look to go down. But
yeah, someone in, is it the Sidemen or whatever the case? Someone should just take him and just use that raw talent to something new.
Yeah, 100.
And once he gets there, he will be successful in a way where he can look back and say, you know what, I apologize for this. That's
100.
it. So
final topic of the day, I think it makes
but taking an old woman to dog.
Nah, man. That ain't it.
bleep that out.
We're talking about your boy.
Who? Oh, split decisions.
Or our boys, I guess. Pause.
Who's it?
Recent. So Central C and Dave dropped their collab EP called Split Decision. Obviously, projects don't normally drop on a Monday, but you know the reason why they did it because their birthdays are a day apart. They decided to drop it on a Monday. I still think it will do numbers regardless, even if it lost the weekend. Sprinter, the single they dropped on Thursday evening, is heading towards
It's number one.
Yeah, it's number one. Nothing's gonna catch it. Incredible. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people say. I just think we're looking at song of the year there. Personally,
Really?
oh, I've had that on dumb repeat.
Wow.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
You're the first person that said that to me.
I think people will come around. It needs to be heard outside. It's definitely an outside song, and I think their impact or who they are as a collab is just too big to ignore. I think it will go on to have a life of its own. I don't think it came. I agree. It didn't come out the gate the way they probably would have wanted. And you know what? Even to the point I would have said Trojan Horse might have made more sense. But
not as a single, but I know Trojan Horse is my favorite song on there because ultimately they're just floating. But 100% Sprinting was the right decision to go for as a single because it lends more towards Central C's strengths.
Yeah, where
he's melodic and he's very good on the hooks. So yeah, I'm impressed. I think they've done well.
For real.
I didn't really have too much expectations because I think with Dave, you already know what the level is with him, and he always seems to hit that level for me. Whereas with me and Central C, I feel like I really like him for what he is and how successful he is at what he does because he's very good at making certain songs.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure whether or not I'd hear him. Basically, whenever I hear him, he doesn't move me a certain type of way. He just doesn't. However, on Sprinter, I really preferred his verses purely because I felt like he exists in that space a lot better. Like
what's a performance?
His verses on there were really good, man. Like I don't know, a lot of people are saying that Dave had him on there, but I think I disagree. I'm not gonna lie. I think Central C's verses were way more natural and
his performance on the hook.
He was good.
2 minutes. Come on, man. That was a very clever interpolation. I think every verse he had a bar that
was good.
Really impressed me. And they were going back to back, man. I can't. There was some really impressive bars. They tried at least.
Yeah, no, they did well. But Dave on Trojan Horse, he's a demon, bro. That kid is. I can't believe they're both the same age, man.
He's him.
Dave is ridiculous, bro. The last verse on Trojan Horse was just unfair, man.
I have yet to listen to this EP.
He was going crazy.
What you said about had my Nankin Dallas, or
Texas Hold'em, and I can't remember what it said.
So
Toka.
impressive. And you know what? Relatable bars because I hear you, man. HMRC are also one of my pagans.
They are the biggest ups. Still.
For real.
Yeah, nah. They've had a few, man. They've had a few.
So well, it was a great EP.
Jesus.
So nice to see a collab, and Clint 419 made a really good point in that, I don't think we've ever seen this in the UK where by two of our biggest rappers at the height of their powers drop a EP together or drop anything together. Someone in the comments did say Insomnia, but I don't think they were at the height of their powers.
Definitely not. Could you imagine if that? Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying that was the
only other example.
Skepta, Young Ads and Chip, but I don't think all three of them were at the height of their powers. The only person that was Young Ads.
If you did, then the issue is none of them. They all peaked at different times as well.
Yeah, no, but that's the point.
Yeah, I get you.
So it was, but it's so impressive to see they have chemistry, and no one can tell me any different. Like they collabed well together. I think their flows complemented each other because they both have quite lazy, relaxed flows, which is why I think they've done so well overseas. If that makes sense, like. a lot of the issues that people have when they listen to UK rap is that they can't understand us. But Dave is obviously known for being very eloquent. As is Central C, he's very eloquent. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I would like them to do more stuff moving forward, and it would be good to kind of hear a Dave album and to see where he's at now, and even a Sench album to see where he's at, because yet again I'm just waiting for a moment where Sench says something or has a verse or a moment where I'm like, nah, you're different, because I still can't say that to him yet.
Yeah.
Whereas Dave has existed in that space for so long.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But I think Dave has done,
you know,
like if they're boys, which it looks like they are, he's done wonders for Sench's like cachet in terms of the respect levels. I think would have gone up astronomically. Because obviously Dave's been in the scene for a time. He's a well-respected individual. Sort of how I felt like what Drake did for Future that year. I mean, Future was already there, but it gave him that leg up. And I think I've seen a lot of people who Sench might not be their thing, be like, I hear it, you know?
Yeah, I get it, because the Future one was like, you know, I swear there was like an interview where somebody, he might have been Offset, who was like, oh yeah, Future is just as big as, the Future's bigger than Drake in Atlanta, and the interview was like, "What? What do you mean by that?"
Future's bigger than Drake. Yeah.
And then when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. So if you ask certain age demographic, you say, you know, Dave is bigger than Sench, they'll be like, "What? No, he's not." And it's probably true. Well, it is true. let's call a spade a spade. Yeah. But ultimately, Dave has that like that air mark against him where people respect him, and you know, it gives Central C a tick that he needs, and ultimately massively will allow him to be more successful, even though he's, you know, probably the biggest streaming artist in the UK, so 100. Or now seen. So shouts out to them both, man.
What they did, and good to always see a UK rapper or a UK song on number one, and the production. Oh my goodness, like very impressed. I think that always helps to elevate it as well. Yeah, incredible beats that they were rapping on, and you know, we had that conversation last week about beats. I think Sprinter will probably become one of those recognizable ones.
You reckon?
You hear it, and yeah, I think it's clear.
It's a good track.
It was a good tape overall. I just need less of the birthday tunes, my guy, or my guys.
I like introspective Dave, though.
Nah, man,
I like introspective Dave. I think he does a good job at articulating where he's at in life, and he is making a lot of money. Man said he's made $1 million a year. Now I'm averaging making $1 million a month. I said, I looked at my phone like, what? Excuse me?
For real,
these men are making money, bruv.
For real,
it is too peak.
Yeah, I need someone to blow.
Pause.
What? That's that's slang.
Nah, that's paused.
Oh my God. You can't win. Hey, did you hear what Dame Dash said about Rockefeller when he knew it was over? When Jay-Z side of the camp stopped playing the pause game.
That's how he knew it was over. He's a dickhead for that.
But the people I love, just as a tangent, is Mace and Cameron. Them man are making me.
That show
is hilarious.
It is what
that show's crazy.
Nah, well done to them. Well done to them. They really created something that is just.
What he said about Linda Biden or whatever. I wouldn't have said it like that, but I agree. He's talking about the president's wife.
He's crazy.
Full respects, man.
You know what? I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? What he says makes sense.
100. The same for the losers.
Making the losers to the White House.
Nah, it was fact.
That's crazy.
Them man are so entertaining, and it's nice to see them link up. Did they have beef at one point?
They did, yeah. I'm sure Cam has beefed everybody. To be completely honest,
that was just NY in general at that time, though. Very hostile environment.
I don't know what it was.
It probably still is. That's just like that's New York, isn't it?
Silly beef, yeah.
But really good episode. I enjoyed that. Does anyone have anything else to add?
Nah, we'll discuss on the next edition of
Cardi B's not black.
We can discuss that next episode.
Nah, let's discuss that now. We've got now. Cardi B's not black.
Next up. Go on.
Made In Chafford podcast. Please give us your songs. I'm just gonna go Sprinter.
Damn. Nah, I'm joking. I'm gonna pick. Just because I can. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't say that. I actually gotta cut that out. Because it's not out yet.
Oh, when is it out?
Friday.
Oh, we'll cut it all out then.
How do you say his name? How do you say his name?
Who, JHus is?
No. Byron
Saxton.
Messiah.
Messiah.
Messiah. Oh, yeah, Byron Messiah. Yeah, Taliban's. I've been listening to that.
What a song.
On a replay.
Hey, that's real. That's Vante Sparta music.
Man
right
said
there.
Vante Spotter.
And how? You know what?
He put me onto it.
I was
did he?
watching YouTube.
Oh, right,
and it was
fair
an
enough.
ad, and I was
I
listening to it. I
think
was like,
Devontae was in the ad.
no, I was. So now I just told her Devontae, yo, what song is this? What song is this? Like, yeah.
And he knew, because
definitely.
he's been tweeting about it, saying he don't want it to be rinsed this summer, but that's gonna get absolutely
Shout out to
shelled.
Vante.
For real,
Vante
Vante Sparta.
Sparta.
For real, dog.
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
That beat has been used before. It's been used by T. Dines. I forgot the name of the song. Backbreaker. Pause. That's the name of the. That's the name of the song.
We're gonna have a conversation about pause.
So it depends on my mood. Some days I'm like, I don't want to play the game, but other days it's funny. Today is funny for me. The song I'm picking is No Cinderella by K1.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen that as well. Great song, very
Yeah,
good choice. I'm impressed.
she did a good job on that song. Shouts out to the people who are working that as well. Yeah, man.
Nah, good episode. Road to 200 continues. Can't believe how close we are.
Yes. And until next time, see you later.
Until next time, for real.